Assalamualaikum dear students, hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Sabreena, Haque, assistant teacher of science, National Adult English Version School, Dear students, today I am going to take a chemistry class for class 10 student on the based on creative question and its answer, which belongs to chapter 8. So let us move forward to today's topic. Dear students, this is the Q-2 of your books exercise. This is a electrolytic cell where a battery is used and molten magnesium chloride is used. Here first question is, what is metallic conductor? Second question is, why is acidic water called an electrolytic conductor? Explain. Now come to next one. Then explain the reaction that occurs in anode above the cell of the picture. Now last one is, explain the necessity of electricity supply in or to the illustrated reaction. Now come to answer. Then the substances which does not undergo any chemical change when conducting as electricity is conducted by movement of electrons and are called metallic or electronic conductor. Now come to question answer of B. If the electricity conduction is done by the ions of conductor, the conductor are called the electrolytic conductor, like molten salt, acid, alkali and salt solution. The following reaction takes place if electricity is passed through the water mixed with acid by using anode and cathode of metallic platinum. Dear students, come to anode reaction. Here water breakdown by the breaking water molecules becomes oxygen gas, that is taken 4 and also 4 hydrogen proton and 4 electrons. Now come to cathode reaction. 4 protons takes 4 electrons and make hydrogen gas. That means in the first anode reaction we get oxygen gas and in the cathode reaction we get hydrogen gas. So through the electrolysis of water we get hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Hydrogen gas is an cathode and oxygen gas in anode. But here we mix the acid for flowing the electricity fluently, because acids has the ions and that ions helps to passing the electricity through the water. So acid mixed water can conduct electricity by hydrogen ions, and thus it is called electrolytic conductor. And it is to be noted that there is no change of sulfuric acid in the reaction. That means only water that is electrolyte that we have broken and we make the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So there is no role in the chemical reaction of sulfuric acid, but sulfuric acid only helps to supply the electricity flow. Now come to question number C. Answer that cells in which electrical energy is being converted to the chemical energy is known as electrolytic cell. The cell given in the stem is a type of one compartment electrolytic cell. When electricity from a battery is passed through a electrolytic cell, a positively charged electrode, that means anode, is a negatively charged electrode, that means cathode, are formed. As a result, the ions that means magnesium ion and chlorine ion of molten magnesium chloride are being attracted towards the electrodes according to their charges, and chlorine ions travels towards the anode and magnesium ions migrate towards the cathode. Chlorine ions gives up their electrons, and we know that giving up the electron is the oxidation at the anode and become chlorine molecules, and while magnesium ions accept 2 electrons, that means accepting electron is reduction and become magnesium metal. In this way the electrons is generated at the anode migrate towards the cathode and provides necessary electrons demand for the reduction process at the cathode. Dear students, D will be your homework. Now come to question number 3, electrolytic cell, and second one is galvanic cell. What is an exothermic reaction? Question B is, Why are some drops of sulfuric acid required in electrolysis of water? Now come to C, that describe the formation of number 1 cell, that means electrolytic cell, and last one is analyze the possibility of electricity production through the cell number of 2, that means through the galvanic cell we can produce the electricity. That we have to discuss in the question answer of D, and that D will be your homework. Now come to answer of A. A chemical reaction which generated heat is called exothermic reaction. Now come to B. A few drops of sulfuric acid is added to water to increase the decomposition of water. The reason behind this is that electron does not pass until the complete it is a complete circuit. Electron is a medium of the flow of electricity in anode, cathode or battery. Water hardly get ionized, so pure water is non-conductor. When we mix few drop of sulfuric acid, it acts as a conductor. Now come to question answer of C. We have to describe the formation of number 1 cell, that is of stem 1 cell is electrolytic cell, and this can be one of the two both cell. Then in the figure, one electrolytic cell is electrolytic cell of 1 cell is shown. That means we have to show one electrolytic cell. Now this is the electrolytic cell figure that is taken from your book, where we use the sodium chloride solution and from the out source. That means this is the battery, and this battery is, this portion is cathode and this portion is anode, and these two are electrode, and there we use the graphite electrode here. And come to description, we have to draw this cell for this question answer. To make this electrolytic cell is a non-conductor container like a glass container. An electrolytic compound like molten sodium chloride is taken. 2 electrodes are put into the solution. One of these 2 electrodes are connected with the battery's positive end by a wire, and another electrode with the negative end. The electrode connected with positive and act as anode, and the electrode connected with the negative end act as cathode. For this reason, the ions present in the electrolytic solution are attached to the electrode according to their charge, and that means the negative charge ions attract to the anode and positive charge ions attract to the cathode. Negative ion release electron to anode, that means oxidation occurs in anode and form new substances. On the other hand, the positive charge ion accept electron from the cathode and from new compound, not new compound, the substance. In this way, in the electrolytic cell produce electrons in anode by the oxidation, and reaction pass through the cell to the cathode to meet the demand of electron for reduction reaction. Dear students, D, that means you have to analyze the possibility of electricity production through the cell number of 2, that means galvanic cell, that you have to write as your homework with the D of CQ2. Dear students, this is your homework number 5. CQ2 is D and CQ3 is D. You have to do as your homework, and you have to submit on Saturday from 9 AM to 3 PM. Dear students, electrolytic cell and galvanic cell is very much important for you. So learn its composition and drawing and do the SW, submit it. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.